What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm the microphone messiah, Phillip and I'm joined with the former podcast champion and but now bullet cast in the bank, Mr. Brandon Tangoma. What's up, bro?
Philip, hello. Bulletcast listeners, BCUs. Hello, everybody. It's a sad day. It's a bad day. Unfortunately, I'm no longer your Bulletcast podcast champion anymore. I did take a 1 day hiatus with Brian. We don't acknowledge that reign at all. But, this past run has been historic. I feel as though me and Roman Reigns have been tied to the hip. He's been on a hell of a run, and it's only apropos that first time he's been pinned in 3.5 years is when this title run comes to an
Oh,
end.
don't talk about it. Oh, it hurt my heart. Oh God, oh Jesus. Let's I guess let's start with that.
Yep, we had the Bloodline Civil War take
Indeed,
place.
indeed, we did for the first time in 3.5 years. Roman Reigns has been pinned. Oh, I mean, it hurt me. It hurt my soul to see it. I mean, but the story that was told in this civil war that we're calling this was a master class. I know stat guy Greg from Cheap Heat, he calls it Master Oos Theater, and that's really what this is and has become, man. I mean, it's been something special to watch. Yeah, so for the first he Roman went 1,294 days without being pinned. That's an impeccable feat.
I mean, I know we look at the championship numbers, and usually those champions who are holding those titles for a long period of time don't get pinned, because especially like in the territory days, a lot of their matches are just the title matches. But especially in this day and age, 50-50 booking, challenger gets a pin on the champion to get the title shot. It is very impressive. And also, we forget the whatever 8 months that started. He wasn't even the tribal chief yet. That was just regular, push to the moon babyface. We all hate Roman Reigns. And here we are today. The transformation has been amazing.
By we all, he means him and some other people. I was never on that. I
Well,
want.
some of us though would say, "Oh yeah, if you just turn Roman Reigns heel, we don't know if it'll solve all of his problems, but it probably will help." Look what happened. Look where we are today.
There were no more. There really weren't any more problems, bro. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, man. I mean, Jey Uso was the first person to pin Roman Reigns on the main roster in 2013, and here we are, really almost at the 10-year anniversary of that in a few months to now Jey being the first person to pin Roman in 3.5 years. I mean, well, this will never be done again. We're literally watching a movie and something transpire that will never happen again. This is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean I thought the match was fantastic. I thought it did start a little slow. They kind of were milking the moment a little bit, understandably so. In total it go 32 minutes 10 seconds. So you probably could have shaved a few minutes off of that, but I thought the ending I thought it really picked up well. The crowd was hot throughout. Um if you hate Roman, stand up, and then Roman selling it, going back and forth and talking to Paul Heyman about how much he hates England.
That
And then
was funny.
Solo. What?
I said that was funny. This is the worst place ever. That was funny.
On only a few days on 4th of July weekend. It's only apropos
Oh, of
that we
course.
bury the English.
Of course.
But Solo, I mean, he was also a standout. A lot of, we're all going to talk about Roman Reigns and him getting pinned and the Usos and Jey and Roman probably at SummerSlam. But I thought Solo looked very good. They told the story of Solo being an equal, if not an alpha, to Roman Reigns. They played up the fact that, Solo is the Usos' other brother and where his loyalty lies. And so as we've talked about, the eventual Roman Solo match, I think it will happen probably sometime middle, maybe this time next year for SummerSlam. But overall, I thought it was really good, and I thought the story they told, within the family dynamic, and then also just the Usos using the kind of their tag team expertise throughout, and the finish, the kick out low blow, which Roman's done, the kick out of this, the double stack like at WrestleMania with Daniel Bryan and Edge. So just a lot of different callbacks and a lot of different little mementos. And Jay getting the pin, questionable, but I think if he is, which it looks like he will be at SummerSlam, the challenger, makes all the sense in the world for him to be the first person to pin Roman.
Roman's face when they kicked out of that double stack, priceless. The low blow, the beautiful callback. I mean, Jay even throwing the rock like punches. Just paying homage to another member of the family. The Samoan Spike Spear spot was cool. The 1D kick out was awesome. Paul Heyman, his face when Roman was pinned, and we have to talk about the video afterwards that's going around of Roman just sitting on the arena floor having a literal meltdown. It just master theater right here, man. And in the we have to let it play out, but I have always been a firm advocate for the person that pins Roman Reigns needs to be the person to take the titles off of him, meaning the match where he loses the championships should have been where he got pinned. Now, I do kind of still feel that way because like I said, you get the ultimate rub. You beat the guy who ended the streak. It's a 10-year long rub. But I guess whoever beats him for the championships will still get that. But I mean, just imagine like the first time he got pinned in what would it be, 4 years or whatever would be when he loses the championship.
Yeah, and there's still somewhat of an out for Roman because it was a low blow, double super kick, splash. So it kind of took two.
It took a lot.
Two people. Yeah, kind of took two people to beat him. And so I think that kind of is a little caveat you can give. But then if and when Cody were to beat him at WrestleMania 40, we don't know what the bloodline will look like at that point. Maybe Roman's all on his own. Solo kind of takes a break or whatever he's doing, and Cody straight up beats Roman one-on-one, no BS, no ref bump. Then I think that gives him the kind of extra juice.
If they really, I mean, I've talked about Cody going, and now the rumors are coming around. I was talking about this months ago about Cody challenging Roman at 40. If they do get to that, Cody can be like, "What did I tell you a year ago?" They all left you. You're a chief without a tribe. You're on your own island of relevancy or whatever. But yeah, I can't wait to see how this is going to unfold. But for Roman, he has to adapt. He's been pinned now. He has to adapt to a new strategy, a new game plan. Do you think we could see a more vicious Roman Reigns?
I do think we get some sort of character tweak. You talked about the meltdown he had on the walkway, and I think that's going to play into it because for the past few months, ever since almost kind of since WrestleMania, he's been very chill, laid back. He's the GOAT, he's the tribal chief, no one could touch him. But then now he's finally got he took an L. How is he going to respond to that? Will he be a benevolent little child? Will he be even more menacing? Is he going to be crazy, out of control? I don't know. But I think we're going to get that little character tweak to kind of freshen up the Roman Reigns character.
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's talk about the rest of the card. Overall, this is a very good pay-per-view. This is fantastic.
I thought this was a really fun pay-per-view. I think I gave Forbidden Door an A. I give this one an A as well. Two different types of shows, but I thought overall Money in the Bank was fantastic. So let's start off from the beginning. We did, as we normally do, kick off with an actual Money in the Bank ladder match. And this was the men's ladder match with Butch, LA Knight, Logan Paul, Ricochet, Santos Escobar, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Damian Priest. This one goes 20-25, and Damian Priest is your men's Money in the Bank winner, senior Money in the Bank. And tennis should have gone up that he was going to win because they were giving him a nickname before the show, before the match started. But this was what you expect in a Money in the Bank match. A lot of action. Everyone gets their spots, and LA Knight was over like Rover.
Yeah.
They got, he had his like hope spot cleaned house. He goes up to the top, and Damian Priest pushes him off, and he ends up winning. So they definitely leaned in to the LA Knight, momentum. And he might have been the most over person in the entire show. and I thought the match was really great. The only thing was that Ricochet Logan Paul Spanish fly through the tables where they
Jesus
kind of
Christ.
stumbled. They tried to get their balance, and they never really got their balance completely, and they still did
So
it.
yeah, no. So in spots like that, if you try to like correct it, and like 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get hurt. Like if you're trying not to get hurt, so like you just have to they were like they were telling me like you just got to go, and in instances like that, you just have to go with the flow, and they did. And honestly, them just going for it in the way it happened and landed, it makes it look more brutal. Definitely one of the crazier OMG moments of the year. Do you think that
I mean,
top
what were they originally? They were so originally it looked like they were going for. They get pushed off the ladder. They land on top of the top rope, and then do a springboard Spanish fly.
off through
Like
the tables? Yeah,
the idea of that just seems absolutely insane. I'm not shocked they messed
I
that
mean,
up.
technically it worked because they went through one of the tables. But yeah, I mean that was crazy. That tops their Royal Rumble spot for sure. Shinsuke got some shine. I loved how LA Knight was so over that Shinsuke was getting booed when he got offense on him. So was Ricochet. It was great. Oh my god, Logan Paul did a dive to the outside and like landed on his knee. I was like, oh my god, did he hurt his meniscus again? Jesus. Um, but yeah, I mean, shout out to Damian Priest, Senior Money in the Bank. Um, this is gonna be fun. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's I talked about on the Bullet cast of him kind of being in that second tier, but a definitely possible winner. I was starting to come around to it kind of later in the week of like, I think he has a legitimate chance, and we'll talk more about it in the World Heavyweight title match. But Damian Priest, he's definitely gotten a little bit of a bump in the Judgment Day, and I still don't know what his true ceiling can be, but I'm intrigued to see what they can do with him because I think he's going to be much, this time at WrestleMania, I think he'll be in a better position than what Austin Theory was with the Money in the Bank
Yeah.
briefcase.
And Damian Priest, man, I mean, he people like him. He's over. He could be like that top Hispanic star that they've tried so desperately to have, since, Ray and Eddie Guerrero. They tried with Del Rio. Sure, he was world champion multiple times, but he didn't really connect. I
He is 40, which kind of, runs against you can just run forever with him. But if you get like a few years out of him, I think that's perfectly
you
fine.
can get
But
like 3 to 4, maybe, possibly. Because I mean, people in their 40s right now, man, they're all performing at a different level.
so, I mean, Ray's 48, and who knows how long he's going to be around for. I mean, you thought in this match, I mean, Santos Escobar, I can't really remember much that he did. I know he was kind of like not a throwaway, but kind of him and Butch were kind of, and Shinsuke to a degree were kind of those guys. We're just kind of there to fill out the card, or to fill out the match. But Santos Escobar, I think he does have something, and he's a little bit younger, but I think at this point he's kind of unfortunately settled kind of into that LWO mid card, realm, and maybe he can get out of it later. But I think they could, if you're looking for that Mexican Latino star, I think if I had to pick one, I think I'd pick Santos Escobar over Damian Priest, to be honest.
That's if we can get him there. Just let's go back to the heel Legado del Fantasma.
Yeah, I mean, down in NXT, he was, a cool, suave, Mexican, just a cool guy. You can
He's a
say he was
cool,
like,
suave Mexican.
running a business behind the scenes, if maybe a cartel or something. But I like the way he came across. He speaks great English. He speaks Spanish as well. Damon Priest does with the dual language as well. But I just think when it comes down to it, Santos Escobar could be something, but that's not the case. Anyways, moving on to the tag team. We have a tag team women's match here. We got Liv Morgan and Raquel Gonzalez beating Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler for those tag titles. It only goes 9 minutes, and overall, I really enjoyed the show. I would say this is the definite low point of the night. The match itself was like fine, and then just out of nowhere, Shayna Baszler turns on Ronda Rousey, chokes her out, and I get it. Like Ronda's contract seemingly is coming up very soon, but this just absolutely came out of nowhere. No,
Oh, we haven't gotten an explanation yet.
yeah, but there was no story even in the match. They were perfectly fine. going up to this, there wasn't even any disagreement. Like if there was some sort of disagreement, even in the match, I felt like that could cover it a little bit.
Maybe
But
Ronda did
they were
something.
dominating the entire match pretty much, and then Shayna comes out of nowhere, chokes a bitch out, and that's it. And then she
Maybe,
just gives up the titles like it doesn't matter. So that also, downgrades the women's tag titles.
maybe Ronda did something behind the scenes that we don't know about. That's why
I
we have to wait till we have to wait till Raw to hear.
Oh, aren't there SmackDown people? I don't even know. I can't keep track with this
The,
point, but I'm pretty sure we're going to get some sort of promo where it's like, oh, Ronda was always the star. Everyone cares about Ronda. What about me, me? And
what
blah,
about
and
her?
I, and then the other thing is Shayna. I mean, Shayna is also both Shayna and Ronda are natural heels, and you're going after, they do this thing with Shayna. Ronda is now in the sympathetic role, so presumably she's a baby face. I know it might just be for like a month or two to get to SummerSlam, but Ronda is not gonna gain any sympathy. She's not gonna. This whole thing's a mess.
We don't know. I mean, we gotta see. You have to wait and you have to let it play out. You
But
have to,
also shout out Liv Morgan, who's like the queen of Ronda Rousey, apparently.
yes, the only person to beat her 3 times, 3 times. Shout out to Liv Morgan and the trifecta. Hello. Uh, moving on.
We got the Intercontinental Championship match. Gunther defends
Gunta.
against Matt Riddle. This one only goes 7:45, so maybe a little
Yeah.
bit disappointing in terms of match length and kind of the
Oh,
greatness that it could have been. But
this was
I think
perfect.
that they fit a lot into that 8 minutes. Physical working over Riddle's foot, and Gunther taps out Riddle. A little bit of a surprise, but I think it saves Riddle a little bit. I think maybe you can do it back later in the year, but also they're pushing Gunther really hard right now, and I think the Matt Riddle just might be some collateral damage at this point. But
Yes.
after the fact, Drew McIntyre comes out, and
Yes.
looks like we're getting that at SummerSlam. Michael Cole went very over the top and was like, "Oh, the rumors of uh, Drew McIntyre's WWE demise has been greatly over exaggerated or something." I'm like, "Okay, Cole, settle down, just set your tea kettle." But
Michael Cole was fantastic during this whole show.
yeah, I mean, him and Wade Barrett, I thought they did a really good job. Wade, obviously, in London, in Britain, I think
And
definitely
he
helped him
was
out.
during Roman's match. He was all for Roman and to help with his own people.
Yeah, I think they work very well together.
Yes.
It's a different type of act between him and Pat McAfee, so
I miss
it's a
Pat.
more Miss Pat. Shout out
Could you,
Pat. He's
could you
his
imagine the call Pat McAfee would have had when Roman got pinned, bro?
hmm.
I need Pat to call Roman when the night Roman loses the championship. I'm gonna need to hear Pat McAfee on that call.
Well, at that point, that'd be past football season. We'll see what his ESPN deal is looking like.
Yeah.
ESPN's cutting everybody to pay Pat McAfee.
That's oh damn, just they cut
But
Stephen A. They got rid of him.
no, it's basically the Pat McAfee and Stephen A show over there on ESPN
How long? All
and
right.
SVP. Shout out SVP.
But shout out to Drew McIntyre. He's back. I would have liked to see a heel Drew McIntyre return and challenge Seth Rollins for the title, but that's neither here nor there. Oh yeah, moving on.
Then we get Cody Rhodes taking on Dominic Mysterio with Rhea Ripley. Just a regular old match. This one also goes pretty short. 8:40 is the time, and I thought they were going to pull out some bells and whistles,
Oh,
but
straight
no,
up,
it was just kind of just a straight up match. Rhea Ripley didn't really get involved. No
no
Brock
Brock
Lesnar to
music.
speak of.
Yeah, that
You know,
I,
Dominic took a powder kind of walking up the ramp, and that's pretty much the extent of it. But
I thought Dom should have won. Thought Cody could have suffered a loss here. Um, yeah, man. Shout out Rhea Ripley with the Sherry Martel like hairdo.
and she had Dirty Dom on her cheek.
Yes. Shout out Dirty Dizom.
Yeah, I mean, I
Um,
thought the match was fine. If this was just what they were planning to do, just a straight up match, no Brock, I think the right call was to have Cody win, and they got in, got out, sub 10 minutes. So yeah, nothing really much to add there.
yeah.
Then the surprise of the night, I would say, is just John Cena comes out of nowhere.
Yes.
He looked way more excited to be there in London than he did to be at WrestleMania to take on Austin Theory, which might say something, kind of confirms our suspicions about John Cena.
Well,
But
no,
he comes out.
probably hadn't been to the UK in a long time.
He just pandered and pandered and pandered to London, putting over the crowd and saying the company hates you guys, but I love you. You boo who you're supposed to cheer and cheer who you guys boo. Even though, like, kind of ever since AEW happened, those people have gone away, and now the WWE crowd, and also the fact WWE's been a good product very recently, we don't really get crowds like that anymore. So it was kind of weird that Cena came in there and kind of had this agenda to kind of paint the London people as a certain way when they, especially like on this show, they weren't like outside of LA Knight, but that's not really a London thing. That's an LA Knight thing.
Yes. Yes, John Cena came out there advocating for WrestleMania to go to London. I thought he was just going to announce it. I think Grayson Waller came out there, and Grayson Waller was advocating for it to go to Australia. Waller hits Cena. Cena gets up, hits him with an AA. Hit the music, hit the trumpets. Do 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 do. I did like So there was a video of John Cena where somebody recorded him while he was eating, and he said, "Can I just spend time with my friends?" And then he repeated it in the promo with Grayson Waller. I thought that was a nice little touch.
Yeah, I kind of didn't get it at first, and then because it was weird, but then because I saw the video before, and then when someone put two and two together, like, oh, I see what you're doing there, John. But yeah, I mean, it was just kind of like it was weird to be honest. Like Cena was just going really over the top, just kissing the London crowd's ass, and rumors and innuendos say that WrestleMania 2025 isn't taking place in London. It's going to take place in the US. So no earlier than 2025 would be the London WrestleMania. And I feel like at this point, like you almost kind of have to do it because if they don't, and we're sitting here 10 years later, or even 5 years later, and they still haven't announced anything to WrestleMania in the UK, kind of a weird and kind of a dick move.
We'll see. We'll see. Shout out John, love him, miss him. I need him to come back for a final year, just one calendar year. Just come tell stories. Let's do this, man.
Sure, why not? Then we get the women's Money in the Bank match. Bailey, Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus, Zelina Vega, Zoe Stark, and Mrs. Money in the Bank. Io Sky. Io wins 18:05. We had a handcuff spot where Becky was being handcuffed by Trish and Trish and Zoe Stark. That went awry, but then Becky kept the handcuff on. Io came back, put the handcuff to connect Becky and Bailey inside the ladder. Io climbs up, grabs the briefcase for the finish. So kind of a cheeky little spot.
Climbs over Bailey.
Climbs over Bailey
Yes.
to get the win.
Shout out Zoe Stark, man. I mean, taking that bump and almost going over the top rope like that, Jesus. Trish taking that manhandle slam on the ladder, that was nice. The Trish and Becky got a lot of shine to tell their story in this match, and it helps progress it along so we can get to SummerSlam. Io, the moonsault off the ladder, crazy.
Shout out Butch, who did the same thing earlier in the night.
Yes. But all in all, Io Sky, the genius of the Sky, is now Miss Money in the Bank. This is the first woman's Money in the Bank contract since Carmella that the holder has left the event with the briefcase. They didn't cash in.
Well, with no women's title matches on the show, kind of saw that one coming, but it also kind of plays into the fact of they always like to have one cash in, but we didn't get any cash ins.
No, we got one teased.
Got one teased. I thought the women's match started off very like awkward and like kind of clunky. Like there was some different spots and like I don't know what the hell Trish was trying to do where she was like got whiplashed into the ladder on the outside and she just like walked up, did her handstand, and there was some weird like bad spots early on, but I thought they really kind of put it together late. And shout out Zelina Vega doing the code red on Zoe Stark, and we also got an Amazing Red reference by Michael Cole.
Yes, her cousin. That's right.
But yeah, I thought match was solid. Came together quite well at the end, and Io winning. I didn't see the press conference, but I kind of saw something that Bailey was kind of taking victory with the briefcase, so she could maybe do a little Christian Luchasaurus type thing. So maybe they play into that.
Lead to SummerSlam, her versus Io probably even for the briefcase you could do. That'd be nice. But we have one more match to talk about, correct?
We do, and that is the World Heavyweight Championship. Seth Rollins defended against Finn Balor. This one only goes 12:30, so kind of outside of the Civil War and the two Money in the Bank matches. Nothing really too long on this card. Seth Rollins retains after Damian Priest comes in, teases a cash in, doesn't do it, doesn't even like look the referee's way, just kind of walks out there, meanders. That kind of distracts Finn. Seth gets the win. So I think when Damian Priest got the win, or got the briefcase, I kind of thought this is a way for him to turn face, with Finn maybe getting a little agitated and getting a little jealous, and maybe Damian goes to cash in on Seth. Finn attacks him, costs him the match, but no, Damian comes out and kind of costs Finn the match. So I don't know if that was the way it was supposed to come across, if maybe it's going to be a Finn face turn and a Damian stays heel. I don't know how to exactly read what's going on there, because I think it's going to lead to some Judgment Day breakup between Finn and Damian, but I just don't see how both of those guys are going to react. We'll see tonight on Raw, but I kind of think they flip-flopped it with the how they are portraying the two guys.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, good. You said this went what, 12?
12:30.
I think Cena's segment was longer than a lot of these matches. How did you feel about the finish, man? Seth taking those coup de grace on the outside, and then a shotgun drop kick, and then that split distraction by Damian for Finn, and then for him to just roll over and stomp his ass.
I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the distraction finishes, especially a distraction finish
There's
on a pay-per-view title match.
there's something about Finn, man, when he's in these heavyweight title matches and he's on the top rope. It happened with
At
Roman.
least this one didn't collapse on him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, yeah, man. I did get scared that Damian might go try to cash in on Roman. That's why I was like, Roman, just roll out the ring, buddy.
I mean, absolutely not. Damian Priest should, like, if this was real, he should go after Roman because that's the top prize. It'd be, a big moment for him personally, but storyline wise, no one should even attempt to cash in on Roman Reigns. If they do, Roman should beat him.
Apparently, Friday night in Madison Square Garden on SmackDown, we will see the Tribal Court, the trial of the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, as announced by the Usos.
I don't know what that means, but
A
okay.
tribal court. The tribal chief will be on trial. Oh, these things are happening.
Is the Undertaker going to be the bailiff?
Like wrestler court, and you're going to be the judge.
BSK, Undertaker, Rikishi. Undertaker's part of the bloodline a little bit.
I don't think that's how that works. But
I think it's how it works.
You
can be family even though you're not family.
I'm sure. Yes. I mean, look at me. Shout out. But yeah, man. This was a cool pay-per-view. I enjoyed this.
Yeah, crowd is hot. I do enjoy them doing. They did this for Backlash too. Of if you're gonna get a really big arena-sized crowd, to have that longer walkway, small stage entrance little area. It's kind of a throwback, kind of to the Attitude Era, and before that of old schools, instead of those big giant kind of basic stage. If they're not gonna have like elaborate staging anymore, which they don't, I think if you're gonna be able to sell it in an arena, I really do like that entrance. It kind of makes the arena feel bigger. Kind of almost makes like a stadium a little bit.
Man, Bullet Cast may try to do that one day. You never know, man. You never know, man.
Never know. Stay tuned to find out.
Yes. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, that does it. Recapping stuff later on in the week, and we're gonna be promoting, because there's a lot of shows and things going on around us, so we're gonna be promoting that stuff. But thank you guys so much. Hope you guys enjoyed our recap of Money in the Bank 2023. Be safe and stay dangerous. Yes, sir.